does sex therapy improve marital relationship? Today we shall be emphasizing on this topic that has been a burden on in the hearts of we youths and married couples. PJ, you're welcome to today's episode.
Thank you for having me, Chinasa.
Yes, sir. Our viewers out there, we all know sex therapy can play a significant role in improving our marital relationship. However, we need to discuss, deliberate on some certain functions that affect the healthy improvement of our relationship maritally. PJ, I want to ask, when we come to talking about sex in marriage, and we get to see some lapses among spouse, like probably they are not sexually attracted to each other, or they even get attracted to each other but there is no satisfaction, and they need, definitely we all know now that they now need sex therapy. They need to be talked through these dysfunctions and how they can well manage it. We want to emphasize more on this when it comes to probably dysfunction or dysfunction from the male part, or even pain. I got to learn that there are some women or even men that they feel pain when they are having sexual intercourse with their spouse. And we also talk about dissatisfaction. Probably the woman has high libido or the man has high libido. So now, what role does sex therapy play in this part when it comes to dissatisfaction? They're having pains while copulating, or there is dysfunction in the man. How does this sex therapy play a role in this marital relationship?
Yeah, sex therapy is very important, Chinasa.
Okay.
Therapy generally in every aspect of life.
Yes.
But unfortunately, our culture as Africans doesn't really permit some stuff. But I think enlightenment is coming in now.
Yeah.
Persons are now being open to such conversations. In fact, in the past, we can't even talk this.
Definitely.
You understand?
Definitely.
So enlightenment is coming in, which is a good one. You can imagine the pains people have gone through
Mm.
before now.
Yeah.
Trust me, generations past, women suffered a lot because
Okay.
you're not permitted to say such things. You have to endure it for as long as it lasts. But like we said, thank God for civilization and at least westernization of some stuff in our context as Africans.
Yeah.
So therapy is very, very important. I once spoke with somebody. She's trusting God for marriage. Hear this. She's over 50. She doesn't have a child. So we got talking and I proposed, why not go get a child via adoption? And she said, her culture does not permit a woman to propose that to her husband.
Oh, she's married.
She's married.
Okay.
She is slightly above 50. Her husband is in his 60s, early 60s.
Okay.
She believes that will be fine for both of them, but she cannot
Discuss it.
discuss with her husband
Husband.
that I should go have a word with her husband. And I mean, I was shocked to hear that.
Mm.
Okay, so which means that has been in her mind
All along.
before, like, but culturally, she's not permitted to raise such a suggestion
Yeah.
to her husband. You see, I say that to say this. Many families need to embrace the concept of therapy, sexual therapy. That's because many persons suffer in the name of marriage. Sadly, I once counseled somebody many years ago. In fact, I wasn't even married. She opened up and said, PG, can't believe, since I got married to my husband, our first child is 13. At that time, she had never gone to orgasm all through her life in her marriage. And as I was shocked, where do I start from?
Mm.
I need to start talking to the husband.
Yes.
So many persons are actually suffering. So there's no doubt they need to discuss with sex therapists who, through experience and maturity, can navigate couples through it. Okay. The level of infidelity amongst married people is alarming. That is because you're not permitted to speak out.
Mm. So we look for
And so they
satisfaction
look for
outside the
alternative.
marriage. Yeah.
You may demonize them from being unfaithful, but until you are in their shoes. Okay, so I subscribe solely for on the need for us to have trusted therapists. We can confide in to navigate us through the challenges. Yes.
Okay. Oh no, I wanted to help lay more emphasis on this dissatisfaction in couples.
Yeah.
Thank God, everything is being modernized gradually, and whereby a couple, either of the couple in question, sees, oh, I am not satisfied in when it comes to my sexual life. There is no satisfaction from either couple
Yeah.
or either spouse. How do I now improve communication with my spouse? How do I table it?
Mm.
How do I let him know, okay, these are my desires,
Yeah.
these are my needs? Okay, and again, there is definitely going to be boundaries. What I don't want you to do to me, or what I you don't want me to do to you when it comes to couple.
Yeah.
So how do I improve that communication in marriage as a wife to my husband? How do I communicate? And it doesn't look insultive. He understands there is a communication, it is understandable. So how do I
Okay.
do
Yes.
that?
Yeah. It's a whole lot needs to come to play
Yes, sir.
before we get to this point, Chenasa. Before you settle down in marriage,
Mm.
it is advisable that you have a very sweet communicating channel between you and your partner,
Yes.
even before the consummation of marriage.
Yes, sir.
I shouldn't be afraid of talking to you and I'm married to you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah.
So during our courtship days, what were we talking? What were we doing? Do you understand?
Yes.
So it is when they don't do this thing during courtship communication that
Yes.
they find it difficult to talk. Because sex in itself is talking. Okay? I say that to say this. My responsibility is to satisfy my wife,
Yes.
and it's vice versa.
Yes.
So during the act, my wife should be at liberty to tell me what she wants, how she wants it, because I am committed to her satisfaction,
Satisfaction and vice versa.
and it's vice versa.
Exactly.
Do you understand?
Yes,
And
sir.
so that is why we have forum like this.
Yes, sir.
If they are privileged to come across this video, they listen to what that your wife has a desire, your wife has a need, and so do the husband. Listen to your wife, and how do I satisfy my wife? I've said this before. Most men are selfish.
Definitely, because I know I have heard about some cultures
Yeah.
that don't permit wives or women to have sexual intercourse outside their marriage.
Yeah.
But the man is at liberty to do that.
Unfortunately,
But when
yes,
when the man knows that, oh, my wife cannot do anything,
they do
they
anyhow.
now do it on purpose.
Yes.
They do it, it now becomes selfish desires.
I saw a film, a movie. A man had 3 or 4 wives, and one of the wives offended him, and he used that to threaten the wife. Don't worry, I'll give it to you.
Hmm.
For 3 months, he refused to touch his wife
Hmm.
because he knows that by culture, the woman can't go out because there are 1 or 2 repercussions.
Mm-hmm.
And so one day, the woman was passing, look at her, I'm dealing with her. For 6 months, I will not touch you. That is wickedness. Now,
Yes.
that's a movie. But some people
In
do that in
reality,
reality.
definitely.
Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
See, we need to talk to our brothers, talk to our fathers. Your wife is like a younger sister. If she's being treated that same way in her own marriage, how would you feel?
Mm-hmm.
Don't just come to your wife whenever you feel like, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you are there. And she's just there looking
Looking at you,
helplessly.
and she cannot even voice
She
her
can't
out.
talk. That is why I talk about relationship structures, Chinasa. You can't die in silence.
Mm.
You can't go out because there is one fetish thing that if you go out, the repercussions. And so you punish this woman. It's not proper.
Mm.
Do you understand?
Mhm.
Listen, we must create within our marriage inroads for people to have a voice.
Okay.
People should have a voice into our marriage. So when such things happen, the woman don't die in silence. Many women out there are suffering. Not just women, even some men too are being punished. Okay, but of course the ratio is not even.
Mm.
It's more on the
On the
female
men's
side.
side.
So there's a need to understand this, and that's why this kind of program is out.
Yes.
Okay, again, how would they get to know? I think we should call on churches, organizations, mosques, discuss this thing. Sex education should be part of our daily life.
Yeah.
Don't shy about it.
Talk about it.
Talk about it. I have a responsibility as a husband. It is my honor to make my wife happy sexually.
Mm.
It is a responsibility. There will come a time in a marriage, giving my wife food is not enough. Buying her clothes is not enough. She has her emotions, which must be satisfied.
Mm-hmm.
And so attention should be drawn to all men to pay attention to these things. For me, it is key.
Yes, sir.
It is.
Thank you so much, PJ. When we now talk about the husband, they are copulating, gets to orgasm and that is all. He's not thinking about the wife. And do you know there are some men that don't even know it is an issue, like it is a problem for them. Because we used to hear, oh, 1 minute man, 30 seconds man. They don't know it's a problem, but to them, they feel, oh, I have gotten to my satisfaction. I don't care about what she feels. So how do we best fix it in that, okay, this intimacy issue should be addressed in sex therapy? How does a therapist assist these couples in navigating through this intimacy issue?
Yeah, yes, Tina, sir. Whether a 1 minute man or 30 seconds man, what matter most is the satisfaction of your spouse. All right. We should not fall to the lure
Yeah.
of spending 10 hours with your wife before she's satisfied. No. There are processes before we get to that point. Normally, I should learn how to have a good foreplay with my wife. I should prepare my wife for what is coming. All right.
Yeah.
Have good romance. For crying out loud. The Bible says, let the breast of your wife satisfy thee. That's the Bible. Which means you must learn to fondle your wife and make her happy.
Yeah.
Listen, we need to teach these things. Gone are the days we shy about them. Small children out there are teaching us. So we must come and give the best narrative. All right. So when I say 1 minute man, if a man is committed to satisfaction of his wife, he won't be 1 minute man. I'll tell you. Because he will spend close to 15 minutes. If you love your wife, you are playing. I get to me. When you are playing, you are preparing your wife for the games, for the night game.
And time is going.
And time is kicking. So by the time you get to entry, you both are going to be climaxing together. So whether I spend 1 minute, the most important thing is I've been able to take my wife from nowhere to somewhere.
Yes.
Do you understand? So most men that are 1 minute men, they are selfish. All what they want is climax. And so they must learn to discipline their mind, put what they're out of feeling in suspense,
Yes.
and pay attention to their wife,
wife,
help
yes.
their wife grow in the process. So by the time I am now releasing my emotion, she is also ready.
Yes.
It's going to electrify.
Thank you so much, PJ, for
Thank you.
this sex education. Have you as out there, we know we should always remember sex therapy is a collaboration process. We need to talk about it, talk about our desires, have that liberty to discuss with your spouse, even before getting married. Talk about those things, know their likes and dislikes. Thank you so much for joining us once again on today's episode. Until we meet some other time, do not forget to subscribe, like, and share these videos. Thank you and have a great day. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye. Shalom, greeting in Jesus' precious name.
Amen.